Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw, editorial director at tigerfitness.com and Muscle and Brawn Nutrition CEO. Guys, this video is what to do when you have no clue what you're doing. This is an important video. Stick around, don't miss this. It might not pertain to you, but it probably pertains to somebody you know. Before I get into this topic, guys, I encourage you to please check out my Q&A link below. Post your questions in that Q&A link. I answer every question posted. The best questions I turn into a Q&A video every Sunday. That's tomorrow. Come back. Now, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe. I would appreciate your support. What to do when you have no clue what you're doing. Let me explain what I'm talking about, what this crazy video is about. This is a typical type of question I receive multiple times a week. Somebody looking for help, they'll say, hey, big, hairy, ugly dude, I'm 5'9", 23 years old, whoop, wrong way, 138 pounds, 12 to 15% body fat, I'm eating 1,800 calories a day. Should I lean bulk? What should I do? Big, hairy, ugly dude. So what we have here is a young man who is well underweight for his age. He's been on an extreme cutting diet, a starvation diet. 1,800 calories is far too little. When I was on cutting diets, I started around 2,500 calories, and I never dipped below 2,000. Even now, as nearly a 48-year-old man, I cut on 2,000 to 2,200 calories a day. I'm bigger, obviously, but still. Now, the problem that this type of individual was probably skinny fat. He might have been 160 or whatever, and he woke up one day and he didn't like the way he looked. So what does he do? He starts hitting the gym, doing bench press Monday, etc., doing the whole thing that the bros do, and he decides to go on a cutting diet. So not having a clue what he's doing, he immediately drastically cuts his calories down to 1,800. So he goes from 160 to 138. He lost weight, but here's the thing. He still doesn't look good, and he can't figure out why. He looks like crap, real talk, he looks like crap, and he can't figure out why. So he goes, big, hairy, ugly dude, what should I do? He doesn't, here's the issues. He doesn't understand why he looks like crap, and really he has no focus. This type of individual has no focus. And if this is you, I am not ripping on you. I am trying to help you. This is intervention talk. This type of person wants everything. He wants muscle mass. He wants tons of muscle mass. He wants to be shredded. He wants it all. So he's doing what he knows what to do. Going to the gym and training hard and starving himself. And then he wakes up 3 months later and goes, man, I lost weight. I'm still skinny fat. I still have no muscle. What should I do? You need to focus. You have no clue what your goals are doing. You want everything all at once. And when I say focus, I mean you need to focus on one goal at a time. Now let me explain. If you are overweight, or not just overweight, if you're carrying unwanted fat, and it's unhealthy, it's probably unhealthy. This means guys that are over 210, 220, over 200 pounds, at an average height. If you're carrying unwanted fat and you're tired of looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, what is that fat slob I see in the mirror? Then I would recommend focusing on one goal. That goal is to drop fat. Now, you're not going to get shredded during this time because you haven't learned how to build muscle yet. You can continue to lose fat, but you're probably going to lose muscle as well because you haven't learned how to build muscle yet. So, if you are overweight, you have extra unwanted fat, you need to focus on just losing the fat first. And then we can move on to building muscle, and then we can move on to shredding and revealing that muscle. If you're a skinny fat guy who's like 160 pounds and under and looks sloppy, you might be able to lose 10 to 15 pounds of fat, but guess what? You're still going to look awful. You're probably going to look worse because you're still going to end up skinny fat. What you need to do is focus on a long-term lean, clean bulk, adding muscle. if you're a 138-pound dude and you have 12 to 15% body fat and you still look awful, the reason why you look awful is because you have no muscle. When you have muscle on your physique, that little fat that you see that irritates you gets pushed out and pushed out and pushed out, and it becomes unnoticeable when you gain 10, 15, 20 pounds of muscle. All you'll be able to see is that muscle. All anybody else will be able to see is that muscle. Think of it like if your arms were that big and you had this much fat on. If your arms get really big, that fat gets stretched out over a greater amount of surface area. And even though it's the same amount of fat, it becomes less and less noticeable because your body composition is improving. So, if you're one of these skinny, fat, young guys, you need to focus on a long-term, clean, lean bulk. Once you have spent a couple years or at least a year building muscle successfully, then if you want to try shredding down and getting those absors, getting those six-pack abs, then that's a good time. But I'm going to be honest with you, if you try to shred to see six-pack abs, unless you're a genetic freak, if you try to shred to see six-pack abs and you have no experience building muscle, unless you're a genetic freak, you're going to shred down, you're just going to get a skinny fat physique, and you're going to wonder, what am I doing, big hairy ugly dude? Why can't I look the way I want to look? Muscle is almost always a solution. Even 1 year muscle, even if you don't want to be a bodybuilder, 1 year of building muscle, that 10 to 15 pounds of mass or whatever you put on will make your physique look dramatically different. And then if you want to cut, then it's time to cut. But whatever you do, don't do an 1,800 calorie per day cut. That's starvation. That's no way to cut. You'll lose tons of muscle mass doing that. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, again, hit up my Q&A link. If you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I would appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.